No love. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A little early today. I'll do some reading into it. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? We still got some time. We still got some time. Peace, 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 peace. Just doing a little studying. We're gonna get into this a little bit later. Peace, 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 peace. I just decided to tap in early, but we're gonna get started in just a second. Just a second. Mm. 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 We're gonna get to it in just a second. Just a second. Hold on one second now. Just doing some last minute research, if you will. Hmm. Hmm. I think that's what we're gonna go with it today. Peace, peace, peace. So I'm looking right now at the chapter on religion. Um, kind of want to go a different route. We're just gonna go with the flow. How about that? Peace, 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 peace. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening with you? What's happening with you? Today's lesson, Brielle, Blair, L. Bay. We're gonna be going into here the Holy Koran Circle 7. So please get this out if you don't have it, or open up another tab. You know what I mean? You can read along when we get to that part. It's important because one, man knows nothing by being told. So I don't want you to just listen to what I'm saying and just think that you know. I want you to look for it for yourself, read it for yourself so that you see it. But also, this guidance is very much needed in these days and times. Um, mm. Yeah. General opinion is no proof of truth. The generality of men are ignorant. You hear me? That's a key that I use often, man. When people are talking about Moors and this movement, generally, people don't know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? There's a generality of men are ignorant. Before we get into the topics, I want to say peace, peace, peace. Salam, Hotep, Jumbo, Ola, Assalamu alaikum. What's happening? You know, all the greetings. What's up? Peace. I'm Rami Salam El. If you don't know, thank you for watching. Thank you for being tapped in. We are going to be building on the Circle 7 Quran. Yeah, and that's what I want. Before I even get to that, I kind of wanted to speak on, and that's another thing. If you're watching this and you are not interested in the spirituality part of this movement, or the divine side of this movement, or the quote unquote religious side, you know, that's your right to feel that way. I would just ask to bounce out the live stream or to stop watching this if you know you watch this after the live stream, just because it's not your time. You know, you're not ready for this information, and there's no need to try to force it. I'm not trying to convince you of anything, and you don't need to be combative or, you know, be an opposition. You know what I mean? Just you go your way and we'll go ours. And hopefully you'll double back on this route. You know what I mean? And it'll be all love. I want to do that more in the beginning to make things clear. You know what I mean? So that we have the proper energy. Because if you're not genuine about learning this information, that's okay. You don't have to, you ain't got to lie to kick it. You ain't got to fake it. You know what I mean? You just come back another time. Because right now we're really focused on the spiritual side. So wanted to say that. And also, who we got in here? The Adept 7, peace. Christopher Powell, peace. Althea Busby, Higher Standards. Zaneta, peace, 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 peace to everybody up in here. One thing I wanted to speak on real quickly before we get into the Circle 7 Quran is that, you know, we know, or if you don't know, most of this book is speaking about the life of Jesus, and specifically the ages when he's not mentioned in the Bible, you know, from 12 to 30. And it's dealing with his time in Africa, Egypt, and India, Europe, and Africa. It's dealing with the 18 of his works and lives, his work and life. A common critique or common criticism that I hear a lot with regard to Prophet Noble Ali and this Moorish movement is, why are you guys talking about that fake Jesus? And, Jesus he never existed. The J before the 1500s. All religions are made, or, those kinds of critiques. Bless you. I understand that mentality, and coming with the belief that, oh yeah, all religions are man-made, so I don't follow none of them. I get that mentality. I don't agree with it, but beyond just me, what I would respond to people that come with that criticism is, where in any of Noble Drew Ali's teachings did he ever say Jesus was just allegorical, or Jesus was just a story, or Jesus was a myth, or Jesus was not real? Have you seen that anywhere in any of his teachings or writings anywhere? Noble Drew Ali, not Taj Street Bay, not Rami saying it, but Noble Drew Ali did. Noble Drew Ali say it anywhere. From my research, I don't see it anywhere. So I would be cautious to make that claim that Jesus isn't real, that all of this stuff, that whole story is allegorical, etc., etc. I would be careful in doing that. And the reason why I say that is because this book here, the Holy Koran, brought to us by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the beautiful Muslim brothers and sisters back in the East. In that book, it also speaks of Jesus. And I mean, he's called Isa in that book, ISA, or maybe ISSA, one of those two spellings. But he's mentioned and referred to in that book. In fact, he's mentioned and referred to more than Prophet Muhammad in the Quran. And Jesus' mother, Mary, has a whole chapter in the Quran. So I think it would be beyond just our movement and speaking about, the Quran Circle 7 and what Drew Ali brought. I think it would be wise to be cautious about how we speak about Jesus, because Noble Drew Ali honored Jesus. The Quran, Prophet Muhammad, Muslims of the East, billions, I think, honor Jesus. So I think it would be wise, and they're not saying that he was this fake person. And then if you dig deeper, you can find different books that's speaking about Jesus being a real figure, and he really did travel to India, corroborating what's said in here. So I think it would be really wise, because it's really shooting ourselves in our own foot. Because the Holy Quran Circle 7 also links us to Jesus and to that lineage of prophets and messengers. So, to say it's not real, to say it's just allegorical, is, I think, doing us a disservice. And beyond all of that, it's missing the point of, what Jesus, the Yahshua, for some of those out there, we are missing the message that he brought. And that's really the key. You know what I mean? Jesus, Prophet Muhammad, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, we're missing the message, and we're being too caught up in the messenger. So I kind of wanted to put that on the record first. And I've seen some comments, so I'll get back to the Quran real quick. Okay, Al Trevino O'Brien. I'm gonna ask you this once once more. Can you show me where Noble Drew Ali ever said that Jesus was mythological? This is something I want us to get out of the culture within Moorish people and quote unquote black people is a very we have a very difficult time with listening. So we're gonna get to this real quick. I didn't ask if the sun is the sun. I asked, did Noble Drew Ali ever mention, ever write, ever claim, even hint that Jesus was not a real person? Trevino O'Brien. We're gonna get back to the teaching, but I wanna make this example real quick. Time is wasting, Trevino. You hear the question? Come on. No? Okay. So I'm gonna ask for you to just stop doing that because I literally just went through why it's not wise to put forth that idea. The Clock of Destiny 1 and 2 is not Noble Drew Ali, is it? All right. So like I said, please, you know what I mean? If that is your perspective, if that is your opinion, hold on to that. You know what I mean? Hold on to that. Because that's not the place for this right now. That energy isn't welcome in this space right now. And I would appreciate it if you would hold your tongue. Or go somewhere else. It's quite fine. It's not a problem. No. I'm telling you, the Clock of Destiny 1 and 2 is not Noble Drew Ali. All righty. There we go. All right. Now moving on. Got Al Trevino up out of there with the nonsense. Moving on. Lakeisha Edwards. I'm thankful for this topic. I came in contact with someone just yesterday who was saying this and didn't know how to respond. Gotcha. And I just want to be very clear. Whether you feel Jesus is allegorical, mythological, just a story or not, what you need to understand, Moors specifically, knowledgeable, woke Moors, whatever, what you understand is there's millions of people, billions of people that do not agree with that perspective. And you injecting that into the conversation doesn't help us at all, especially when our leader, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali himself, never said that Jesus was an allegory or a mythological figure that I've seen. Not once anywhere did he say that. In fact, let me read what it says. In the Quran, Circle 7. Jesus himself was of the true blood of the ancient Canaanites and Moabites and the inhabitants of Africa. This is in the chapter called The Beginning of Christianity. Now, if he says Jesus himself was of the true blood of the ancient Canaanites and Moabites and the inhabitants of Africa, what part about that is mythological? What part about that is allegorical? It's not. And it's not wise for us to keep repeating that. Especially when our leader didn't say that. Especially when the prophet didn't say that. And then taking it out of just Prophet Noble Drew Ali when another prophet from almost 1400 years ago, when he was honoring Jesus more than himself. And that prophet is followed by billions of people. So if they are not disrespecting Jesus, why are we doing that? It's not okay. We have to be more respectful in how we communicate and dialogue with each other. Because that's not helping. As Noble Drew Ali is said to have said, some of our best Moors are still in the church. And while we're on this topic, let me just go ahead and pull this out, man. So, real quick, to answer to answer your question, when people speak like that, I'm sorry. When people speak like Lakeisha, I think you should refer them to the beginning of Christianity chapter in the Holy Quran and ask them, what does this line mean where it says Jesus is of the true blood? Where is the allegory or the myth in that? I think that would be the best way to respond to those people. But I wanted to read this real quick just to remind people. This is coming from the Moorish Science Temple of America Moorish literature. And this excerpt is called Tongues. One of the most difficult things in this world to get control of is the human tongue. Kipling never wrote anything more truer than when he wrote, "Man may hold any post if only he'll hold his tongue." Before you set your tongue to action, get it under control. A single tongue can do more harm in the world than a battalion of soldiers. For soldiers can kill but bodies, while the tongue can kill reputations and characters. Really, it is too bad that we have no laws to curb tongues from lying and scandalizing. No doubt, you have all read the story of Iago, a character in one of Shakespeare's plays. When he powerfully pictured in the character of Iago, the terrible consequences following the path of an evil tongue. Iago not only destroyed the reputation and pure character of Desdemona, but he finally, through Othello, killed her body. That's why I say, tell your tongue to speak helpful messages, or else keep it still. I'm going to stop right there. Actually, no. Make it a rule to live your life to use your tongue for high purposes only.